The world is spiraling out of control because of U.S. policies. That's the message from renowned musician and activist Roger Waters, a founding member of the British rock band Pink Floyd. He spoke to RT in an exclusive interview covering a variety of hot issues, from the release of Julian Assange to global politics.
The director of al-Shifa Hospital is a serious mistake and a moral failure. This man, under whose responsibility our abductees were murdered and held, belongs in prison. The decision to release the al-Shifa manager was made without the knowledge of the political echelon or the heads of the organizations.
When Mohammed Abu Salmiya, chief of Gaza's largest hospital, al-Shifa, was already back home telling journalists about his experience in an Israeli jail, a heated debate erupted in Israel on how such a dangerous person, according to the Israeli authorities, managed to end up a free man in the midst of a war. The country's national security minister criticized what he called security negligence, blaming Israeli intelligence and the military for acting counter to the political leadership.
The time has come for the Prime Minister to stop Defense Minister Gallant and the head of the Shin Bet from conducting an independent policy contrary to the position of the cabinet and the government.
Since last October, the IDF has been accusing Hamas of turning al-Shifa hospital into its command and control center, a place to launch missiles and direct attacks on Israel from, as well as to store weapons and ammunition. That was an argument the army used to justify its bombardment of civilian infrastructure. The army claimed the hospital gave shelter to hundreds of Hamas militants involved in the October 7 attacks on Israel after they supposedly returned to the enclave, as well as probably helped hide Israeli hostages. Al-Shifa, the IDF stated, sits on an extensive net of underground tunnels and military base that can be entered through the hospital's doors. If true, the head of the hospital couldn't have been unaware of this. Defense Minister Gallant's office was quick to deny any responsibility. The Prime Minister's office replied that Netanyahu ordered an immediate inquiry, but it was Shin Bet, or Shabak, Israel's security service, which reports directly to the Prime Minister and which let the man in question go, as well as around 50 other detainees, including al-Shifa personnel. The service claimed it was to clear space for others. Shin Bet accused Ben-Gvir's National Security Ministry of remaining deaf to its calls and threatened to conduct more releases.
Unfortunately, these requests, written and oral, which were forwarded to all the relevant parties, led by the National Security Ministry, which is responsible for this, were of no use. And in practice, the number of places of incarceration did not increase in a manner appropriate to the need. Without a choice, without an immediate solution to the shortage of places of confinement, arrests will continue to be cancelled and detainees will continue to be released.
Opposition leaders were quick to slam the Israeli authorities for freeing a suspected criminal.
The news this morning and the chaos in the government regarding the release of the director of the al-Shifa hospital is a direct continuation of the recklessness and dysfunction of the Israeli government, which is causing outrage to the security of Israel's citizens. The defense minister did not know the national security minister was not involved. There is an exchange of accusations. Everything is leaked. This is what moral and functional disintegration looks like.
Was it a mistake or negligence, a devil-may-care attitude, disorganization among various branches, or perhaps the hospital's chief was not as dangerous as Israel initially claimed? After returning to Gaza, he told journalists that the court never pressed any charges against him. This raises another question beyond what caused the release. Why was this man detained in the first place? Marie Finoshina, RT, reporting from Jerusalem.